Welcome to Sodo Creations, where we make your imagination a reality. Today we're going to decorate for a first birthday party. I'm very excited for this theme because it's one I have not done before. You guys always hear me say I'm excited because I really am, because everything I've done has been different in one way or another. This time it's a jungle theme and I bought a giraffe. That adds to my inventory, but I just love the fact that I can get creative and just turn spaces into just ways to celebrate and enjoy life. So we're celebrating a 1-year-old boy. The theme is Wild One. It's a jungle theme. I have the backdrop laid out. I think I'll show you how I prep and do all these things for this event. But yeah, I have a giraffe right here that I bought. It's a good sized giraffe, and I'm going to start inflating all the balloons just to get everything ready. The event is tomorrow. I am dealing with all Tuftex balloons this time, and I'll do a voiceover to explain everything I'm doing. But I hope you really like this theme as much as I do. We're not doing only the balloons. This baby's mom wants me to decorate the hall for her. So I created a backdrop, designed it myself on Canva, and put it all together. And I'm gonna put it on this easel. I think you've seen me use my black easel. I decided to go with this wood easel since it's a jungle theme. And I'm gonna create a balloon garland on this, and also I'm going to make a backdrop for the birthday table where the cake is gonna go. So if this is your first time tuning in, please consider clicking that subscribe button. We have fun decorating for events and all organization and decor stuff for homes and other places. So please consider clicking the subscribe button and join us as we enjoy all the things we decorate for and just have fun doing it. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for all the support you guys give me. I really truly appreciate it. So without further ado, let's inflate some balloons. I already have most of my things prepped. The measuring tape you see right there is the length of the backdrop that's gonna go on the birthday table, and I have all the balloons right there ready to go. I think I'm going to start by inflating all the filler balloons, which are the 5-inch balloons for the easel and also for the backdrop. So let's get to inflating. I have my pump here. I'm just making adjustments to the nozzle so it'll inflate my 5-inch balloons. Some people like using a hand pump for the 5-inch, but I find that just changing that tip it works perfectly fine for me. These are the colors I'm using. You can see how that lighter or shade of green complements that yellow. When I found the color, I thought this would be perfect. Of course, we have the darker shade of green. I'm working today with Tuftex balloons, so the darker green is an evergreen. I'm using 5 inches, 11 inches, and 17 inches. Tuftex does not carry 18 inches, so their bigger balloon or medium-sized balloon is the 17 inches. Next, the lighter green is called Fiona, so I use that in the same sizes, 5, 11, and 17 inches. And I have the chrome gold color also in Tuftex. There's just the one gold color. I love this color. It's the perfect gold when someone asks for a gold. I've tried out other chrome gold colors and I did not like the pop. Some of them tend to have a yellow tinge to them, and some of them end up being translucent, but this just has the right thickness, and with the right thickness comes with slightly more difficulty in using. So when you inflate them, they tend to be very hard. They're harder to tie onto balloons, and they're not as stretchy once they're inflated. but because the color is perfect, I love using them. And here's Daniel about to help me put all my rubber bands onto the filler balloons that I'm making. So I decided this time not to create a quad. I'm putting just 3 balloons together, which represent the 3 colors I'm using. And I love using rubber bands to attach them. Another way you can attach your filler balloons is cutting a 260Q in half, attaching one end onto each cluster, and then twisting that onto your design. That's easy as well to put on, but I find that to have to tie each 260Q, which it takes quite a bit of time. So I like using the rubber bands. I just slide that on, and like I said, Daniel is helping me with that part, which saves me so much time. He's going back and forth getting the rubber bands he needs and making a stack right there on the left of the ones he's using. He already put the rubber bands on, so it works really well. Teamwork right there. So I'm continue inflating all the balloons. Like I said, we have to make several of these filler balloons because I need some to go on the balloon garland that's going on the easel, and the other half are gonna go on the main table, which is the birthday table where he's gonna cut his cake and they'll display his name and all that. So you'll see that later on in the video. But once we're done here, then I'm going to start working on my other balloons. I'm switching out my nozzle so that I have the bigger one to inflate my balloons. Now I'm going to work on all the balloons that are going to go on the easel. This day was a coffee kind of day, so I have this backdrop I designed. I'll show you a close-up of it later. I designed on Canva so that the guests can sign the leaf. I thought this was a great idea, where when they come in, I made the leaves big enough for each guest to sign their name, and it'll be like a keepsake for the owner, for the customer. So with this section, I'm inflating 11-inch balloons, but not quite the size of an 11-inch balloon, because the easel has a smaller garland in terms of size. I'm inflating the 11 inches in the same colors, making quads of those and making the gold balloons more of an accent. So not all the quads are going to have the gold, but I just want pops of gold here and there, and of course making them slightly smaller than the side, not slightly, but this is probably say 9 inches inflated, whereas the balloon is 11 inches big, or let's say it's about 8 inches big. So I'm forming all my quads, and I also have a stack there on the right side of the screen towards the wall. They're even smaller because I like when I create these easel designs, making it in such a way that the top part has slightly smaller balloons and the bottom part has the bigger ones. So I have some balloons that have holes, so I just put them aside. Daniel likes playing with them, so he grabbed that one. So I'm twisting the smaller ones on that left side, and then now I'm going to start assembling the balloons that are going to go towards the bottom of the design. I'm also looking at it to make sure that I alternate one that has gold and one that doesn't have gold, just so that the gold is not all clustered in one place. So with this, I wasn't very picky about my length. Of course, she wanted just a 9-foot garland to go on here, and I end up just going at it. I actually you'll see later how I put this together at the venue. I keep adding and adding and adding because I wanted it to feel jungle. I wanted it to feel like a big jungle cluster of balloons, and I just really loved working with these colors. It's funny, when I bought the backdrop for the main table, I was so excited with the colors, but then I was even more excited once I got these balloons inflated and saw the full design. I was really happy to work with these colors. Again, a color scheme that I haven't worked with before, so that brought quite a bit of joy to me. Next, we are working on the main garland. Not a very big garland. She wants it about 9 feet long. So it's just going to cover part of the top and the side of the backdrop, not the full backdrop. So we're going to get all that inflated. With each quad that I make one balloon that is the 17-inch, and the rest of the 3 other balloons are going to be 11 inches. With organic balloons, we obviously don't measure. We just make sure we're getting a nice rounded balloon instead of that oval or egg-shaped balloon. So that's what I'm working on, and I'm assembling as I go, alternating. You can see my 3 17-inch balloons. I'm alternating with that evergreen, the Fiona, and the gold balloon. So that's the plan here. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. If this is your first time, please consider clicking that subscribe button. These are the type of videos I create. I take you along with through most of my events, so you see how I put all these events together, and other videos that I do more of props and for the channel. Some of them are requests from you guys, and some I just think about and just bring it to life. So thank you for all your support. Thank you to all those who have been watching and are subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate you guys. We continue to work on lengthening this garland, and I'll show you a close-up once I'm done. I'm attaching my last quad and I am all done. 2 thumbs up. Great work. Now we're going to move on to these leaves that I bought. I have to use them as accent. What's a jungle theme without adding these beautiful leaves? I'll show you. They come in a pack and there are 3 types. I bought 2 packs. The downside is this tip is metal and sharp. So if I insert that within my balloon garland, they're just gonna pop. So what I decided to do, at first I thought about using tape, but then the best way, because they're so thin, is to just put a blob of glue on the very end. So I have my hot glue here plugged in, and what I'm doing is just putting a blob on each end to cover up the very tip, because that's what I'm worried about. Cover the tip so that once I insert it, for one, it won't pop the balloon, but also it'll create some traction where it stays in place once it's inflated. Since the glue takes a little time to dry, I'm setting it around that plate I have, the saucer, so that it'll dry, and then I put it aside. I'll show you a close-up. It took me time to master exactly how to get this glue on the very tip, just because the wire is so thin. So this is what I have so far. Pardon my not ashy, but pardon my balloon dusted hands. But you can see the glue is right at the very tip and it's slanted a little bit. The more I do this, then I figure out if I move the leaf around, then I'm able to get the glue dot to dry right in the middle without it being towards the side. Then it's not going to pop. So the glue dot has to literally sit in the middle. So when I put the blob of glue, I just move it around. Once it moves, it's slowly drying till it sits where the wire is right in the center. And don't worry, I'm going to show you a close-up as well, and you see it looks a lot better than the one I showed you before. So this took some time, and I had 2 packs of these, but I figured it's better I get this done now than try to work this out during the venue, because you really don't have to plan everything ahead, so you're not crunched for time to actually get your full venue set up. So I'm again twisting each leaf, making sure that glue stays on the very end. And this is what I have right there. You can see it's like a teardrop right in the middle, and it works great. So I'm going to finish doing all this, and then we'll move on to our next. I'm just testing out what it looks like, and that's about it for that. I'm also going to add some to that easel, packing up all the balloons. We're pretty much set for now. The pack of leaves came with these extra leaves. There are 3 sizes of these leaves right here. It's a monstera plant, and there are 3 sizes. They're very thin and flimsy, so they would be best used, say, on a table where you want to just add some decor right on the table, or maybe glued onto a backdrop. So I'm showing you that just so that later on I might be able to add that to the decor in the hall. Now what I'm doing is creating a quad of the evergreen and Fiona balloons in the 5 inches, so that I can put my animals on there and attach my helium balloons to the animal's hand. So that's the plan here. She just wanted some balloons with helium on each table, and I thought it would be good to have kind of a base, so it's not just the animal on the bottom. But I didn't realize she was going to make her own centerpieces later on, so we would just put the helium balloons and the teddy bear. So I'm making all these 2 colors, 2 of the evergreen and 2 of the Fiona, and attaching the base to that so that it will have some weight with the helium, so we can attach the helium. And all right, let me show you what we have so far. Okay, so I have the bag of the extra balloons right here that I'm gonna take with me. Olivia is trying to inflate. Are you trying to inflate the balloon? Do it, let me see. Ooh, you're trying real hard, Mama. Okay, so you can't blow it? Do you need help? I'll help you in a second. Let me show them this. So I have these for the tables. It's the base for each animal. Pardon Olivia blowing the balloon. I have some extra balloons right there. That's my giraffe. Here I have the leaves that came with these other leaves that are gonna go into the back balloon garland. I'll figure out something to do with it. I thought about putting them on the table or on the gift table or favorite table. We'll see. I'm gonna pack this to take. Then here I have this smaller garland for the easel outside where they'll sign in. I was showing you this earlier. It's a matte paper, and I made it in such a way that the guests can just write their name. So I'll have to take a black fine tip marker so they can write on it for the babies to say they were there. Now this garland back here is what is gonna go on the birthday table, and the giraffe will be next to it, and we have all our accent pieces there. Daniel helped me put all the rubber bands, so when I get there it'll be easy to just install. I put all the little knobs on my leaves. I'm waiting for them to dry. These are the ones I did before, all dry. So I'll pack everything. I decided to do both packs because I don't want to get there and sit there trying to do all this. It'll be too much time. So now I'm going to put all this in the big plastic bag, split them up. The easel garland and the garland that's gonna go behind the birthday table. These tiny ones are gonna be for both garlands, so I'll just put them in one of the bags. So maybe the easel bag, since it's smaller. I'm hoping all this is going to fit in my car because I don't have the truck. So that is everything. Let me inflate this balloon for Olivia, and then I think that's it. I might get back on to show you how I iron all the tablecloths. If not, I will see you at the venue tomorrow. Sorry? I can't hear you. Help you blow it? Okay. Here I am ironing tablecloths. Now after this experience, I have to find a better, more efficient ways, partly because I don't like ironing, and if you guys have been following me for some time, you already know that. But to have an event like this that I have to iron about 13 tablecloths, then I think I have to find a way, someone that I can have either send the tablecloths in to be dry cleaned or something where I can just have them ready to go for the event. But here I go, ironing. Thanks for staying up with me, guys. I'm gonna be doing this for a while. It is about 10:45, so I will continue listening to my music, and I'll see you guys at the venue. I'm excited. Everything is done except the ironing, which is one of my worst things, but I'm gonna iron, get everything ready. The worst thing is having tablecloths that are just wrinkly. It doesn't look good, but nice, really clean, crisp tablecloths are the way to go. So taking that extra step, and I'll get some sleep, go to church in the morning, and then after church, load up the car. I will probably meet you guys, let's see, after church, because everything is pretty much done at this point. After this, and I'll just meet you again, catch up with you again on our way to the venue. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let's see you soon. We are on our way. I have help today from the one and only full van. We're kind of late. It is 12:39. It was supposed to be there at 12. Hopefully we can get it all done by 5 o'clock. She said sometimes guests come at 5:30, but she would like to have it done by 5. So my biggest concern right now are the centerpieces, because we have to use helium for those, and you know helium only lasts so many hours, so I have to get all that inflated there. But I think my one and only here is gonna help me with that. So we will see you at the venue. Here's the venue. It's a good size room. We're starting out with the main backdrop table where all the cakes and desserts are going to be. Now the venue set up the tables and put these black plastic tablecloths on the table, but our customer who is standing right there does not want those on there. We already had a plan for the white tablecloths I ironed for the guest tables and a gold sequin tablecloth. So we'll get all that changed here in just a little bit. We are starting out by putting this backdrop on here. Took quite a few irons to get that somewhat straight, but we'll also tape it down and stretch it out so it'll stay onto this pipe and drape kit. You know my pipe and drape kit already. What I did this time is attach my 260 Qs at first, so that when I tape it on, I have the 260 Qs. That way I'm not trying to find a spot to attach the 260 Qs anymore. So Richard is helping me tape that down. I'm gonna get some more tape and just do the sides once I get all this secure, but I'm taping it from the top as well so that everything stays nice and secure, and I'm not worried about the backdrop falling once I get all the balloons on there. While I am setting up this backdrop, Richard is covering up all the tables with all the tablecloths, making sure everything looks nice and clean and smooth. And my customer here did a few things on her own. She had a budget, so she decided to do some of the decor pieces herself. So she made these centerpieces with wood and has the cylinder vases of different sizes with these string lights. You can see it on the right side of the screen. So those string lights light up and they have a gold color to it. So she's using that, and she decided to do her DIY project for the baby's name as well. She also bought these clear boxes that have one written on the front, so ONE on each box, and she's going to fill those with balloons just to create more of the decor for this area of the hall. She also put some string lights in that as well. So I am working on the backdrop. Initially I attached it and I was showing her the length of what she wanted, so she purchased some animal faces. So then we decided to move the backdrop to the left a little bit so that we can attach that face to fill up the space where the balloon garland is going to go. Like I said, she was on a budget, so we made everything work to fit her budget. So this backdrop is really beautiful. I got it on Amazon. I'll have it linked below. I thought it was a good one. There's several styles, several designs for this Wild One theme, and I really like this specific backdrop, so that's what I chose to use. Like the palm branches and that are gonna go with the palm branches, I put the glue on that you saw earlier, so that'll work really well with the full design. So I'm adjusting all the balloons, making sure everything is centered. Now I'm adding all my filler balloons so that it enhances the whole design and makes it look nice and full and pretty. So I'll catch on with you guys here shortly. we got the sequin tablecloth on, but she wanted me to create a little room between the table and the backdrop so they can stand behind the table to cut the cake. So we moved that table forward. There are actually two tables that we combine as one. Now I'm adding all the palm branches that are going to just complete the look. You saw me add all the animal faces as well, which adds to the whole theme for the birthday. Of course, it's for a kid, so that works pretty well. Just gives it a fun dimension to the whole decor. Next, we're going to head on to the entrance of the venue. So this is where I decide to set up this easel with the welcome sign and the sign-in board. So I'm attaching my 260Qs onto the easel, and I'm going to attach my base garland here and just add to the garland as I go. Another thing I had to change was the wood you see on the floor was her sign for the guests to sign in. It comes in two pieces, the main piece and then it has a stand, but I had to take off the base piece so that I could attach it to this easel so the guests would know to sign onto the board. And I just had one of her guests remind people so they would know not to forget to sign this backdrop. But the lighting here was not the best because of that big door right there. It just created where it was harder for me to show you clearly what I was doing. So I'm just attaching this garland onto the easel, and then from here I'll just start adding onto the full decor. I am just about done adding a couple of last filler balloons and also the palm branches, and that completes the full look. So here's a close-up and you can see the sign that I used the fishing line to hold onto so people would know where to sign. And also here is the finished product right here. Hope you like it. Last but not the least, we have the centerpieces. And I was mentioning earlier in the car that we had to do this last because we want the helium to last through the design. One thing you have to keep in mind is that the better the quality of balloons, the more helium it's going to take to keep it floating. Because earlier we tried to put less helium in the balloons like the one you see on the right side, and they did not float, especially that gold, which is a very thick rubber material. So we ended up making them slightly bigger, and I had to get another helium tank for this. So just keep in mind when you're using the higher quality balloons, you're going to need more helium because they weigh more and they're going to require more helium to make them float. But we're attaching this to just a ribbon for each one. We're creating 4 with different heights and tying them, and I'm tying them onto a smaller teddy bear animal that I'm putting on the wood that she has on the center of the table. I'll show pictures at the end of how everything looks and how it all turns out. We couldn't do a video at the very end since they were busy in the hall doing other things, but he's inflating them, I'm tying them, and we're creating our cluster of balloons as we go. Again, we're gonna need 10 of these for the 10 tables and 2 extra ones for the gift table and the favor table. So we're working here as a team, great team that we are, to get this all done. We're actually great on time with this, so I'm very proud of us. We got everything done on time and we're able to set everything up before any of the guests came, and we took some decent pictures as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to click that subscribe button, request any decor videos you would like in the comments below, and I would love to have you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you once again. Have a blessed day.